Hello, friends. So maybe it's one of those things that's a little bit weird to admit publicly, but if we're being honest, I am one of those people who enjoys fantasizing about jumping into a swimming pool full of my favorite food. So, for example, things like melted cheese, or whipped cream, or chicken nuggets, or things like that. So, anyway, the other day I was thinking about that, but instead of a pool filled with my favorite food, it was actually a room filled with chocolate mousse, which is one of my favorite things in the world. I was thinking I would call it my mousse room, and it would definitely be my own little happy place. Anyway, the name made me think of mushrooms, which I admittedly don't like as much as mousse, but I'm still definitely a fan of. So then I started thinking about how mushroom is an interesting word. Started wondering whether the mush in mushroom and mousse are related. And in fact, what I found out is that mushroom and mousse are in fact closely related, whereas mush has a different etymology, as you can see in the chart. So, yes, this is just one of the origin theories of the word, and there are others, but most scholars suggest that mushroom comes from the French word moucheron, which itself is a type of fungus that grows on moss, which is also another word with the same origin story. Anyway, from there you can trace the words moss, mushroom, and mousse all the way back to Proto-Germanic. So basically, according to the most prevalent theory, moss, mousse, and mushroom are all related and basically all descend from the Proto-Germanic moussa, which means damp place where moss is likely to grow, like a bog. And it's interesting because other languages also derive their word for mushroom from a damp, humid place where they often grow. For example, the Swedish and Danish svamp and the Dutch zwam are all descended from the Proto-Germanic swamaz, from which the English word swamp is also descended. And now for the fun part. As we know, another word for mushroom is fungus, which through Latin and the ancient Greek spongos likely descends from the Proto-Indo-European swamb, which also means swamp. So, the word mushroom and fungus, through different paths, both derive from the fact that they traditionally grow in humid and damp places. You can see also that the word sponge has the same origin story as the word swamp and fungus. So for those of you who understand science better than I do, which is I think most people, you may know that a sponge and a fungus are biologically unrelated. A sponge is an animal, whereas a fungus is its own little kingdom. But as we just learned, they are both etymologically related, probably because back in the days of the Proto-Indo-Europeans, people just thought they looked pretty similar. And I guess till today that's definitely true in some cases. So there you have it, the origin story of a bunch of swamp-like words like moss, mousse, and mushroom, and not just a poisonous type of mushroom that toads sit on, but also the tasty kind of mushroom that people eat and put on other food. I probably wouldn't eat my way out of a room full of mushrooms, which I would do for a room full of chocolate mousse, but I definitely still enjoy snacking on them, which I'll go do now. Thanks for watching.